Uh-oh, don't.
Edmonton, Alberta, Canada! West Edmonton Mall!
This is T.Y. Jackson.
United States Women's Champion Chelsea Green.
How you doing, people?
And I love pro wrestling.
I love pro wrestling.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to the Brunch Clinic. I am Lawrence Kurtze. We are live. Another big week in wrestling, as yesterday was AEW Wrestle Dream.
Hi, I'm Maxine Dupree.
And I'm Otis.
Hi, I'm the sweetest Pete, Christara.
Mars, the specialist.
And I love wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
And we
love wrestling.
Bottoms up, brains on. Welcome to Quizplex here on Love Wrestling, your pro wrestling trivia charity show. My name is Zach Ralph. I will be your host.
This is God's gift to wrestling, Michael Richard Blaze.
Yeah, we are the Usos.
This is Rachel Ellering.
And we love wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
Hello, Love Wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. and you all know what that means.
Well, you better know by now. It's episode 235 of this thing.
I guarantee you there's like an 85% chance that's not an accurate number.
Hi, this is Shaz McKenzie.
This is Big Bad Boris.
This is the Rhinestone Cowboy, Stephen Crow.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
If you're here, thanks for being here. It's For Exposure, Love Wrestling's Independent Weekend podcast, where we break down all the best happenings of the world of the independent wrestling side.
I'm Penta, I'm wrestling, and what?
Liza Hall.
I'm the alternative Anthony Green.
And I love pro wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
And I love wrestling. I love wrestling. And you know what? Penta Zero.
That's called scanning, kids. It is 8 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It is time for a excitingly fun, I hope, episode of Saturday Night Love. My name is Big Bad Boris.
I'm Big Ben Ortmans.
Hi, this is Smiley Patty Ray.
I'm IYO SKY.
And I love wrestling.
And I love wrestling.
And I love pro wrestling.
Of course.
Hello, Love Wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week? The Rats lost!
If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
There's the boss.
Hey! The man with the finest beard on this screen. Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Watch and listen between two beers.
Hello, Love Wrestling. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. And you all know what that means.
I don't know. I'm afraid today. Today's going to be an interesting day here between two beards. So
it is.
I got my eggshells ready. I'm going to try to walk on them.
It is time for another Between Two Beards. I feel like, we came on the screen after all the intros and stuff at 8:05, 5 after the hour. And I feel like we did that not on purpose, but to honor Ted Turner. Because everything started at 5 after the hour, 7:05, 7:35.
Oh, yeah.
The Braves games used to start at 7:05 and 7:35.
Wrestling used to start at 8:05. But I mean, do you want to tell them the real reason? Is because we're arguing about your Celtics.
We weren't arguing.
We're having a heated discussion.
But it's not. But it's not an. Again, we're not arguing. You just don't take anything I say with anything to it because you're like, "Oh, you're from there."
Well, that's what you do because you are from there and you love those guys.
So I'm
and I get it. I get it
more than anybody.
But I love that we're the Celtics. We'll figure it out. You're the team that's immune to Jason Tatum wanting out at Boston. I'm telling you right now, come October, he'll be playing.
Brown, not Tatum.
Well, if you could pick one or the other, you had to pick one. Who are you keeping?
I mean, I mean, you got to. I would think you keep them both, but
nope. You got to have one. You can only have one. You can't have both. That's not the game.
You keep Tatum. He's the better player.
All right. So
I like Jalen's mentality better though.
Jalen's going to be in Milwaukee next year, putting up 35 a game.
And listen, and that's fine. He's a great player. He was literally an MVP. He wasn't a finalist, but he was an MVP candidate all year. He's a great player. He's a top 10 player in the league, Jaylen Brown. I love Jaylen Brown. I actually think that's why you should keep them together and try to keep them together as long as you can, at least through the contracts, because they bring a different, like Tatum's the more talented, better player.
Sure.
But Jaylen is the mentality of the team. Like he's the,
sure. I don't disagree with you.
People call Tatum soft. He's not soft, but the way he plays, he's
even
not,
every duo. There's not one NBA duo that's ever made it their entire career.
Look, they're not going to play together for their whole career.
Exactly.
I just think by the time
10 years
they leave Boston,
10 years is a good number.
Yeah, but by the time they leave Boston, they should have more than one championship. And I think that's how you do it.
I don't think you're going to get more than one in this day and age. Good luck with that.
I think we'll be all right.
I don't think you're going to make it out of this offseason. Fernando's in the house. Zach saying it's National Strawberry Month. He's giving us a whole month.
He's giving us a month, huh?
We got Big Ben Ortman saying, look at that Ortman.
Hell yeah, Big Ben.
You stud. Yeah. Scott's in the house saying evening. Lawrence has got eye emojis. I don't know what that means. The prediction, he's saying the Easter Bunny. That could be something.
What?
Muggsy Bogues would be the shit out of Tatum. Muggsy Bogues would beat the shit out of Jason Tatum. Okay.
I don't think.
I love where we're starting tonight.
I
love it so much.
I don't think that's true.
Just listen, girl. I get it. You had a rough week. I get it.
I'm actually all right. I mean, look at.
Right, yeah, you do this thing where you talk a big game and then you go, "It's all right."
No, it was a choke.
That's what you do.
I said how I felt. I said they had no business losing that series. It was a choke job, in my opinion. Joe Mazzulla, who should win Coach of the Year, mind you. Joe Mazzulla
won it.
Did he already win it? Well, Mazzulla should have won it. Mazzulla's job should be in question. Now it's not.
So now we're firing Mazzulla here.
I think if you were ever going to do anything, I would. It's not the talent on the team; it's the play style. It's the play style. The reason why they were going to lose last year to the Knicks.
That's what I said in the pre-show.
And that was
Jalen's popping off at the mouth, and everything's hunky dory.
Yeah, and that was a dumb thing to say, and I think he realizes that because he's had to talk about it on 3 different fucking streams since then. And Stephen A. Smith and all these people that come out. So I think he realizes that he said something stupid, and that's called a learning thing. But again, there's been, and I live in Boston. We have arguably the smartest and one of the more intense media radio station markets in the land. We've been hearing about Jalen and Jason hating each other for 4 years.
But he's never
all we talk about
until this past couple days.
That's not really true. He's hinted at shit before. Well, it just never made national media like this.
There's fire.
Now this one, and I agree with Scott. I think now he's kind of trolling and doing it on purpose because that's who he is. He's an asshole. If you piss him off, he's an asshole.
Okay. All right. Listen.
Telling Stephen A. Smith he should retire and all that stuff on Twitter earlier, and then Stephen A's like,
listen. Stephen A. should maybe retire, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying. My bottom line is they choked away the series. They were dogs. I don't hold anything against Tatum not playing. If there was even a 1% chance you could fuck your shit up again, you sit out. I don't care if it's game 7. I don't care. So I don't have a problem with Tatum not playing. I did have a problem with him and Embiid fucking, hugging and laughing like they were best friends on the playground 2 minutes after the game started. I care about that.
You didn't mind Ron Harper Jr. and Luka Garza getting starts
again. What did I say about Missoula? His job should be in question. Now, I'm not saying he deserves to be fired, but that's 2 years in a row. Last year,
you're a nicer guy than I am. I think the Houston Rockets should blow the whole fucking thing up.
Well, okay, but the Houston Rockets have never won anything in a long time. The Celtics won 3 years ago with these guys.
A lifetime ago.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But last year before Tatum hurt himself, we were going to go down in that game 3-1 to the Knicks, and the Knicks were probably going to beat us last year because of the gameplay, because of the way we play, not the people, the way we play. Because we think we're the Golden State Warriors, and when we're hot and we're hitting threes, it's the most beautiful thing on earth. But we're not the Golden State Warriors. We go on spells where we miss a lot of threes, and we just we don't adapt. Tatum's 6'10" and has one of the best post games in the league. He never uses it. Jalen's can drive they're idiots. It's coaching. It's gameplay style. It has nothing to do with the dudes.
Are you going to be
all NBA?
Are you going to be super pumped and excited to see the Knicks hoist the championship banner? So close to New York.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Are you excited for that?
No, nobody in the East is beating anybody in the West.
I mean, never say never. I mean,
no.
Yep. See, here we go. Nope. Even though the Pacers went to a Game 7 with the Thunder,
That's fine.
And the Spurs don't look like they're world beaters.
Well, listen. I think Minnesota is quite good as well with that defense.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just throwing it. I mean, and never say never, man. Because last year you were pretty hell bent on the Boston Celtics
because they were without question.
So I'm just saying, you're
the best team in the league last year, and they lost to a garbage Knicks team. They lost 2 20-point leads at home because they wouldn't stop. They're up 20.
I know, but I'm just saying. So anything is possible. Kevin Garnett, your guy, said that. So it is possible.
Anything is
that
possible.
The New York Knicks, who currently look like the best team in the East, could win an NBA championship this year. It's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Through two games. Well, the Pistons are playing their second game tonight, right? I thought the Pistons looked pretty good the other night.
Pistons are playing right now, but
I thought the Pistons looked pretty good the other night.
You would take the Pistons over the Knicks in a 7-game series right now, today.
Well, I don't think the Knicks-Philly series is over.
Well, they're up 2-0. So.
But they won the 2 games at home. I don't think a series actually starts until someone wins on the road. So
you're so weird with your where you dig your heels in the sand.
One thing
because it's the Knicks, you're not giving them credit because you hate the Knicks.
Dude, the Knicks had to go 7 games with the fucking Hawks or whatever it was. They beat them by 80.
The Pistons had to go 7 games with the Magic.
Yeah, but the Pistons are young.
Cleveland had to go 7 games with Toronto, who nobody on that team could score.
Yeah, and if you ask me right now, Cleveland is trash. They don't matter.
So the best team in the East by default is the New York Knicks.
I mean, I guess I
all they have to do is get to the NBA Finals,
and they would
play
lose.
A team from the
and
East,
they would lose to any of those teams.
A team from the West who has to go through probably a battle in the Western Conference Finals,
and they would lose. They would be lucky to win a game.
The Indiana Pacers almost.
The Pacers last year, the Pacers roster last year was better than the New York Knicks.
That's not true. You're full of shit.
No,
you're sober. That's not true.
I'm telling you.
That's so not true.
I'm telling you.
TJ McConnell does not sniff this Knicks lineup.
I like Brunson. He's a dog. He's clutch.
Anyway, while we got it going on,
Cat is soft.
Full disclosure, so we can move on. Cat is soft, but yet, dude's okay. Yet he crushed you guys last year in that game, this pivotal game. But I was gonna have our resident Sixers fan come on and talk wrestling with us and talk his shit, Ryan Sullivan, but he wasn't available. So he cut us this fun little video because he's at a Philadelphia Flyers playoff game, and he had some things to say about it. And then I want JPJ's response, and hopefully we have some more fire. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, JPJ and PLUGGO. Sorry I can't be there tonight. I'm going to the second round game for the Flyers. Now I know what you're saying. What is the second round? Well, at least JPJ is. I mean, his teams aren't there. He might point out that either Philly team is probably going to get out of the second round, but that doesn't matter. We got there. And Boston didn't. How are those Celtics doing, JPJ? Well, I'm sure they're doing great. Yeah, awesome. Playing golf, having fun. I think, if I'm not mistaken, when this series started, you didn't even think it'd be a series. You thought, nah, this is over. They're trash. It's done. But not only did the Sixers win, they came back from 3-1. What a comeback. Took 3 in Boston, too. That's terrible. Game 7, Tatum can't even play. Who was he, Embiid? Ugh. Well, at least I can watch the Sixers some more. You can watch, I guess, the Red Sox. I mean, okay. But they're not in the second round. Neither are the Bruins. They lost in the first round, too. I'm trying to cheer you up, but I just can't think. Well, I got nothing. My teams are in the second round. Haven't beaten at least one of yours. And your teams are home. And hold on. I know there's some revisionist Boston fans out there claiming that they thought this team stunk anyway and they were never going to make it and there's no way and blah, 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 blah. That's BS. I know you guys were all sold that after you had such a great season, roster turnover, now Tatum's back, that this was again going to be your year. Nope. Sixers won. Celtics, a lot more, but this time, nothing. So, yeah, that's all I got.
At least at the end, he was humble.
Yeah.
You win one series in the last 42 years and you're popping off the mouth.
Well, here's what I think. I've tried this a couple of times, and everybody's so sweet and nice. I think they're afraid of you.
They should be.
I don't know why. You're a big softy.
I am. But as long as they look, I'll keep up the moniker. I don't care.
Yeah, they'll go softs at the end. But
I think, listen, it is what it is. Like I said, 3-1, we deserve. That was a choke job. Even playing like trash, you should be able to win one out of, But yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. Of all the cities and the fans of cities that you should be harping on that didn't make it to the second round, I feel like Boston's not one of them. We've had a pretty good time here over the last, it makes these things. The reason why I'm not as salty as I might be is because I've experienced a lot of good and a lot of this. So when you're there all the time, it just doesn't,
Sure.
People like the rest of the sports world don't know what that feels like. But and like some sports like hockey and basketball, everybody in the fucking league gets in basically. So whatever. But like what I'm talking about, like real sport, like only certain people know what it's like.
Actually,
every team in every sport in the playoffs every year for 20. Oh no, nobody does. Just me. Okay.
I hate the play-in. I think it's dumb.
It's the dumbest shit ever. And now the NC officially today, 76. Everybody needs a fucking ribbon.
That is
Everybody needs a ribbon.
That is the grossest thing I've ever seen. NCAA has done a lot of things. That was stupid.
Disgusting.
The funnest part about that 76 game or 76 team field.
Starts on Tuesday now.
My Irish are still not going to make it.
I mean, I'm in Boston. None of our teams are going to make it.
We suck. Fire Shrewsbury, you bum.
There's going to be teams that are under 500 that make it.
Yeah, no, it's
what the hell is that?
It's because it's because
money.
It's because money, sure, but
money and everybody gets a ribbon.
It's because Auburn had the toughest schedule in the country and went 17-16 and didn't get in, and everybody got all pissy about it. And like, we gotta change it. It's not fair. It's
the same reason
you're devaluing the regular season. Well,
Alabama didn't make the college football playoff, so they make it bigger.
So now
it's the same shit.
Oh, I know. And it makes it. It makes it.
Waters it down. None of it matters. Why would you eat it? now again, I live in an area of the country that we don't really care that much about college sports. Besides hockey, really, hockey matters. But other than that, college sports.
I love the way you say hockey.
Hockey.
Hockey. You said hockey first.
Yeah, hockey. Hockey.
You said it right this time because I called you out first.
Yeah. Hockey. We care about hockey in the North.
Care about hockey.
Why, unless you're a diehard of some team, why on earth would you watch any regular season college basketball games now? You should just watch the conference championship tournament and the tournament.
You know what
because
I
the
do?
Regular season absolutely does not fucking matter anymore.
You know what I do?
Mattered before.
I watch my team when I can, but I love like the first 2 weeks of college basketball because you get like you get the big matchups, but you also get like the most lopsided matchups you've ever seen in your life. So I'll sit there and I'll throw on ESPN Plus and watch just some Division III community college just get ran over by Duke, and I just love every second of it. And I'm just like, why are we scheduling these games? And then by the time I care, it's NCAA tournament time.
Because they're tune-ups. That's my least favorite part about college football, is you'll have like big week 1 matchups, and then in week 3, like Alabama's playing like Louisiana Tech. Or like Louisiana Academy of whatever, and they're winning 72-10
but we're
in the third quarter.
But we're the SEC. We're tough. We're so tough. We gotta play those little games.
And I'm just like, what the hell? I'm like, what does that do? I mean, besides like, I'm sure morale-wise, you fuck somebody up, you're like, yeah. But like, what does that do for your team? Like
oh, Ryan showed up for his post show for the first time in 2 months. Mark.
2 months. Damn, he's been out that long.
Mark Order Pod hitting that work. But shout out to Ryan Sullivan. We love him anyway, even though he's a Sixers fan.
They deserve it. I think even though Embiid was awesome in that series with Boston, they should really run their team through Maxey and Edgecombe. I think they're a completely different and actually
they're kind of stuck with the whole Embiid.
Yeah, but even if you keep Embiid, he obviously matters, but like you should make the focal point of the offense those two guys. And
I think it is the focal point of the offense in the playoffs, and then
that's what it should be.
I think Embiid I think your Celtics kind of screwed the pooch there. They kind of were like, oh, when Embiid's washed, we're just going to let him have these elbow jumpers from the top of the free throw line. He just was money for 3 games, and now he's out again. So
it sucks.
Maybe he was just like, you know what, I want to stick it to Boston, and then I'm going to sit there.
Hey man, listen, he did it. He finally won a Game 7, which he had problems with. Yeah, listen, it is what it is.
You want to talk about problems? I don't know where you want to start outside of the sports world.
Outside of the sports.
By the way, before we leave Sports Corner, I must say to our Cincinnati Reds fans.
Your Cubs are hot.
Riccacino and Sean Ross Sapp. I wish we could play you guys 162 days out of the year, because my God, you guys have made us look really good and flipped the division in one series. So thank you.
Yeah, but you guys have won like 9 in a row.
I know, we're crushing. We have the second best record in the NL.
Who's got the best? The Dodgers?
The Braves.
Oh yeah, that's right.
By 1 game, but if we win today, then I think we'll be fine. But and then we have I like that. So the Cubs have turned it around, thank God, because we're paying a manager $40 million. So hopefully he figures it out.
He seems to be a good manager.
He seems to be good. Early on, I was a little worried, but here we are. But So speaking of problems and all sorts of crazy, it's a very downer episode, fam. Like, in the chat, let us know what you want us to talk about, because we're going to talk Backlash.
Yeah, of course.
That's not till Saturday. There was all this other stuff that happened from Thursday to this Thursday that.
Well, I mean, look at
I gotta be honest with you, man. This might be the least excited I am on a PLE week in a long time. It's been that.
Yeah,
that rough of a week.
Well, yeah. Listen, you get the news on Saturday. On my birthday, they had to do it on my birthday.
Yeah, by the way,
disrespect, really. The disrespect.
The Celtics lost on your birthday, and they released the new
100%.
day. What?
I knew the Celtics were losing, though. I had a feeling. The Kentucky Derby was fun, though. But anyway, you get the news halfway. So the week before, and we talked about it plenty last week, we get that big list of cuts, 24 people get released. It's like, oh God, all right. But, cool. Not cool, but you know what I mean. Like, all right, that stinks. Then a week later, out of nowhere, there's this report on Saturday. And in the report, it says that JC Mateo and Tangaloa as well. So Jeff Cobb and Tangaloa.
Not even a full year.
Yes. You signed Jeff Cobb. Before we even dive into the big guys, which we're obviously going to, how do you fuck up Jeff Cobb? Come on.
I'm trying to pull it out of my name, like a Jeff Cobb match. How do you not have like a signature Jeff Cobb match? At least
because you made him the fourth most important guy in a group that nobody cares about. Look what they did with Jacob Fatu when they brought Jacob Fatu in. He was in that group too. Well, not the MFTs, but he was in the Solos bloodline, but they made him important in that bloodline from the onset. You brought Jeff Cobb, who you turned into JC Mateo, whatever. I'm calling him Jeff Cobb. You brought Jeff Cobb in there. And on his opening night when he showed up, he got a good pop. That crowd knew who he was. And they said, oh, shit. We know that guy. He's good. Yeah. Oh, and that's when he debuted, right? Last year at Backlash? Was that what happened? Yeah. So, and he debuts, and that crowd gave him a good pop. A good pop. And then you put him in a group, and he's, like I said, the third or fourth most important guy in the group.
And listen.
And he didn't do shit.
Like you said. Here's the problem too. He was the third or fourth guy in a group that was like the third or fourth iteration of the bloodline. So it was like the Timu bloodline stuff, like kind of rang true here. and you're just like, you got this guy, and we know how good he can be. We've all seen it. He was always one of those guys that everybody was like, if somebody just signed him, North American promotion signs him, they're going to have something special. And then he gone. He's out. And JC Mateo, he's out too. I think he may be a little longer than Jeff, but man.
Yeah, and like,
it's just like, I understand why you sign these people. We talked about it with the releases. I get it. There's other companies. There's other people. There's other opportunities for them. So you sign them thinking you can get the most out of them, or just keeping them away from other companies. But like, again, Jeff Cobb's a monster. You're telling me we couldn't have figured something out? You must have signed him for quite a bit of money if you were like, we're just going to, like Scott said, 9 days short of a year.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go ahead and call it on this one. And good, you know what? Good for Jeff. Hopefully he lands on his feet and finds another place to hone his craft, because he's really good.
He's very good.
But then, like you said, and then you're like, oh, okay, MFTs. They broke that up, which we kind of knew that there was something up. And I guess we should have saw the writing on the wall when they let Jacob Fatu murk all 4 of them last week on SmackDown.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, you just completely destroyed a group solo here. No pun intended. And then the New Day, it said that they departed. They chose to mutually depart from the WWE, which we come to find out, TKO asked them to take a pay cut of 50. That's a lot. And listen, I know you got some feelings on it, but I want to get this out before I lose track of it. 50% pay cut to a group that not only we could talk about how they should have been WWE lifers, that Kofi and they made you tens of millions of dollars on merchandise sales alone. All you gotta do, if you don't see a future with Kofi and Xavier, is just let them write out the contract that they rightfully, hand over fist, earned. Because when you put the New Day together, we all know it. They were getting booed. You didn't think they were going to take off the way that they did. And they made you possibly hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. And you were just like, hey guys, could you take half of what you're making? And I would have done the same thing. I'd have been like, the fuck? Thanks, but no thanks. Hey, Auntie Collins is in the house. Love y'all.
We love you, Auntie. We love you, Auntie.
Running to our therapy appointment. Wanted to say hi. Well, thank you for saying hi, Auntie. We appreciate you and everything that you do for us. But you go now. I just had to get that out of there. Hundreds of millions of dollars, and you're just like, we can't just let you write out whatever it is they were making.
Yeah. And that this is also a tag team that WWE and any ranking and anything that they ever do has told us that they are the greatest tag team of all time. They view them and value them as the greatest tag team in the history of the WWE and the history of pro wrestling. And you go to them and you ask them to take a significant pay cut, and then when they say no, you just go, all right, well then I guess we're both mutually agreeing to, like, to me, that's one of those things where if there were WWE people in the room, I don't know who these conversations were happening with, but that to me is, even if anybody even remotely higher up in WWE got a sniff that was going on, that's when you go, hey, wait a minute. Hey guys, we got to figure this one out. This is not just one that you just...
Yeah, because on top of it...
Figure this one out.
I know this latest New Day run isn't everyone's cup of tea because it's heel New Day, and
again, they turned him heel and then didn't do jack shit with it.
But all you have to do is flip the switch. And
they could have turned babyface on Monday and you're overact in Raw.
And you're generating money hand over fist with New Day t-shirts, new all of it. Like it's kind of like that old saying, you're cutting your nose off to save your face. Like, let's cut the New Day because we got to save money wherever we can. There was not one person that was like, yeah, that was the right call. And all of the people I saw coming out and tweeting in support of the New Day that are in your locker room, that's a morale thing too. That's like your Boston Red Sox getting rid of Rafi Devers, and you're just like, what? Like, he's a clubhouse franchise guy. He doesn't look good now, but you know what I'm saying? It's like it'd be like
Mookie.
Mookie. Perfect. That's perfect. It's trading Mookie. It'd be like trading Sammy Sosa when he was at his peak in Cubs land, like when I was growing up. It'd be like trading PCA tomorrow. You're like, what? What are you doing? Like, come on. That'd be like cutting David Ross during the after, you know what I'm saying? Remember when he was like Papa Ross, dude? Yeah. It's bad for your locker room. I can't imagine anybody right now is going like, oh, if they're asking the New Day to take a 50% pay cut, I gotta be next. And it sounds like there was a few people rumored to have been asked. Some took it. I don't know if some didn't, which we'll see if more releases happen. It seems like a very Friday, Saturday thing of them to do. So we'll see this weekend, I guess. I hope not. But that one to me, like all the other ones, if you want to talk to me about it and you want to tell me like the Aleister Blacks of the world, that makes Selena Vegas. We have that conversation. The New Day was one where it's just like, that makes financially zero sense. What did you save by asking them to do that? And shout out to Kofi and Xavier for saying, hey, we know our worth. I think Kofi even said it. He's like, don't ever take less than what you think you're worth. And he's taking a stand on business. And guess what? And Muscle Man Malcolm, our guy, tweeted it out. No matter what the New Day do from here on out, we got your backs. We're there. Like, we ride for the New Day because, again, they gave us so many fun memories in WWE. They took a gimmick that they threw these three guys together, and it was weird at first, and it wasn't really working. And then they figured out something, and who doesn't love some bootios? You know what I'm saying?
Everybody loved the New Day.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I met a soul that didn't like the New Day.
And if you did, they were just being a dick to be a dick. Like, you know, they were just
Contrarian.
Yeah, they were just like, we don't like them because you like them. But
yeah,
but you couldn't deny. You could see it. You could see it. It's still the New Day rocks chance, man. It was one of the biggest chants in the world. Every WrestleMania, they trotted those guys out there to host, and it got over. Like, if you're telling me that it's a financial decision, pull the receipts. Pull the receipts. I'd like to know what the New Day generated as a trio in merch sales for you.
God.
And tell me it's a fraction of what you're paying them.
Yeah, it's probably 100% true. I could not believe it.
That's the one where I just went, what are we doing here?
Because and I think that I think the reason why, okay, as wrestling fans, I think we've been slowly watching over the last year and a half. We've been slowly watching WWE do things where we're like, I don't really like that. It's different than it was before, and it's just like, I don't like this. And then, listen, this does not minimize it, but big cuts days like we saw last week, that happens every year, unfortunately. All right. That happens every year, maybe sometimes twice a year. It sucks. It's always hard to talk about. We never want to talk about it, but that happens every year.
But you know what else happens?
They don't release the fucking New Day or somebody equivalent to the New Day every year or often or almost ever.
But you know what happens almost directly after these cuts that makes it even worse? They announce their profits, their revenues, and then every executive got an extension and a new contract.
Yeah, and a raise. Crazy how that works. Now now that you're not owned by yourself, regardless of the monster that was running it. Now that you're not, you were a public company, but you owned it. You owned it. You dictated everything that happened, and you were in charge of the way things happened. And now you're owned by a conglomerate who only cares about making money. And now they're telling you, they're showing you and they're telling you how they're going to do business. We don't really care what the passionate wrestling fans have to say. They're a small number of what we deal with. We don't care about that. Oh, we can get rid of all these people because we just need enough. I think it was Brian Alvarez that said, now they just really need enough. They don't do house shows anymore. So they're a TV product. That's what they are. They are a TV product. That is literally what they are. And they only need enough wrestlers to fill the TV show.
Fun fact.
So all these other wrestlers that you have now that used to fill house show cards.
Don't need them.
There's no need for them anymore.
Yeah, fun fact, New Day is your all-time leader in tag team championship reigns. It's crazy.
Yeah.
This isn't a problem, but it's that old adage of like, well, if you're not going to do it, there's 200 people right behind you that will, right? And the WWE and TKO, they know that, right? They go, like, there's people currently on the WWE payroll roster that took less money that they were making from another company just to chase that dream. So it's always going to be, there's always going to be people. And again, we talked about it with the cut releases last week. We said, and I was very adamant of like, they don't believe, TKO doesn't believe that their wrestlers make the product, they make the wrestlers. Mm-hmm. Just like in the UFC doesn't believe that the fighter makes the UFC makes the fighter. So they go, oh, you make $5 million bucks. I got 20 people that will do it for $1 million. And I just save $4 million bucks. And guess what? I get the same generated output that you were giving me. Yep. But at some point, yes, it's a business, and yes, there's business decisions that have to be made, but like Kofi and Xavier, New Day type guys that are at the top of your tag team division of all-time tag teams should be able to ride it out of the sunset, slide into if they wanted to. If they didn't want to and they said, hey, listen, we want to go out there and do our own thing, or hey, we've been here for 20 years and it's time to see if we could sink or swim without you, and we're going to show, then cool. Good on them. But if you're telling me that was one of your top targets internally in the offices to go, we got to cut the New Day's salary. We got like that. Just feels like somebody should have stepped in from the WWE side and said, you can't do that. Like there's gotta be a line.
And I think that's why I view this and I go, to me, and I could be 1,000% wrong, and it could come out that
it could have been Triple H. I was like, you know what I mean?
Hope not. To me, it doesn't feel like that. Like, because I think if there is anybody of importance that gets a sniff that this is even have a conversation about this is even happening, and you're like people that are on the WWE side, like you'd have to be like, wait a minute, like we need to figure this one out. Like these are two guys. Not like again, they're the greatest tag team in the history of your company.
What's the knock? What's the knock everybody's saying about the Detroit Pistons? They're the number 1 seed in the East right now. What's the knock?
Been there before.
They haven't been there before. They're experienced. They're young. Yeah. You're telling me a guy like Javon Evans, who's had segments with Kofi Kingston on TV, couldn't learn something from a guy like Kofi? You don't want that kind of guy in your locker room that has been there from 20 years, and he's wrestled everybody that you could think of. He's wrestled every match type. He's been on the road. He's been in every situation. He's been at the highs. He's been at the lows. You're telling me that you couldn't use a guy like that in your locker room? Mm-hmm. I understand you want to go younger and you want to have, younger talent and lock them in for longer time, but you still need that veteran locker room presence where you go, hey, Javon's struggling because he doesn't like creative or he doesn't like this and he's not, hey, Kofi, can we talk? And then you got, you know what I'm saying? You need that. And it was rough, man. That was such a rough call to make where you're just like, we understand that business is cutthroat and it's all about making money, but they have no problem of going, nope, we're a cutthroat, ruthless business. We're cutting. Everybody's on notice. That's a put everybody on notice type deal. Hi, Mrs. Pluggo. Hi, love of my life. How are you? She was letting my kid eat my gummy bears. I was like, whoa.
Shit. What kind of gummy bears?
The twin snakes. He was like, Dad, can I have some? And I was like,
I think Grainmaker says it best. I mean, they could use a guy like that, but just at a cheaper rate.
Yeah, that's for sure. I
think this news kind of took us all by storm because I think you see that and you go, okay, so now we're not even like.
And I'm just throwing names out there. I have no inside information. I'm not an insider. I don't follow very many dirt sheets, if any. Like I keep it very tight knit. If you're Bailey, you know what I'm saying? You're a veteran. You're Natalia. You know what I mean? Like these people that have been there, Finn Balor, like just people that have just been in that locker room for as long as they have. I can't imagine you're going, yep, I feel super good about my spot today.
Well, there was a report.
The Miz. Dustin mentioned the Miz saying, who else from the Kofi era is still around? R-Truth, Orton, and the Miz. Yeah, that's exactly my point. Like Kofi Kingston's been there. He was Jamaican when he started. Remember that feud he had with Orton where he painted over Orton's NASCAR and he like, God, dude. Anyway, yeah, the report came out. Go ahead, you could take over.
Well, I was going to say the report came out that that a lot of people were spoken to backstage, and they feel like that moving forward, agents and the wrestlers are going to handle contract situations with TKO and WWE differently now.
What is that?
Because I don't know. That's just what it said, and they said that because the New Day re-signed their deals last year, dude.
Right.
Like it's not like their contracts were coming up and WWE went to them and said, hey, we want you to take half.
And where are we at this year that we weren't last year I don't feel like we're in a much different place.
I mean, they're not selling tickets. They're bringing John Cena's ass back for another pay-per-view to try to sell. And again, we like John. Well, we're the Cena sucks guys, but we respect John Cena. But this is the second pay-per-view in a row now that the guy that just retired literally like 3 months ago is coming back now for an announcement that is going to change. What did he say? It's going to shatter the foundation
of not only of WWE, the fans, the wrestlers, and its champions. Now, listen, I know what everybody's saying in the chat. Let us know what this earth-shattering announcement is. And I know everybody's saying it's Club WWE stuff. I hope it's something like, hey, we just cut half our roster. We're going to consolidate championships. There's no longer going to be 2 world champions. Because listen, every day that we go closer, as we get further and further away from this merger, they become more and more UFC based. And you know what the UFC doesn't have? 2 heavyweight champions. They only have 1. So maybe John's going to come out. Listen, this is just me being positive and going, maybe John's going to come out and say, listen, we don't have a Roman Reigns and a Cody Rhodes. We're only going to have 1. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think it's going to be Club WWE. We're not going to have 2 women's champions. We're going to have 1. We're going to have 1 set of tag titles that we don't care about the tag division. We're going to do this.
And
that's
going to out there. If he comes out there and his announcement, his shaking of the foundation announcement of WWE is about a fucking membership thing that they're creating to squeeze more money out of people, they can go fuck right off.
Are you done? Are you out?
I'm not going to be out because I'm a sucker and I love wrestling. I'm not going to be out, but they can go fuck right off with that. If that's what that is.
Makers, I think some of those lifers would take a pay cut. Some of them would, yeah. Some of them would take a pay cut. And some did, from what the report that I saw. Some did take it, some didn't take it, or some were 100-man woman in Battle Royal. Listen, I just hope that you know who does that? You know who people and they make fun of him all the time. Tony Khan. They make fun of Tony Khan for saying shit like that and then announcing not earth-shattering announcements. Everybody, Tony Khan's big announcement memes is one of my favorite things. That's what John Cena's doing. Maybe he's trolling us, but I'm hoping. Like I'm not gonna. My bar is low on that one, but I'm hoping that it is about the product on TV related. I hope it is something where you say, hey, listen, everybody's free to go on any show they want. We only got 1 champion now. Raw doesn't need it. I don't think they're going to do that, though. I think that, but that's just me being super hopeful on my drive home today from work, going like, John, throw us one, man. Come on, John.
Oh, poor Sullivan. He just watched his Flyers go down 1-0 in person. I wonder how he feels right now.
It's pretty good. He's the second driver. But so there was
I have some of the quotes of the reports of like
so 50. All right, go for it.
So Fightful select Sean Ross Sapp was told that a number of wrestlers in recent years were approached during overseas dates about new deals, some way earlier than they anticipated being offered new deals. Some saw this as an approach to get talent to sign before their reps could take a look at things or talk to other companies and things of that nature. However, the day of the mass releases, WWE approached numerous talents and asked them to take pay cuts in order to remain with the company. Several of them that we heard about were given 2 days to make that decision. New Day obviously quickly made the decision that they would rather leave the company. So that's why the mutual part of it, right? Despite the pay cut offered, the duo still left millions of dollars on the table over the next 4 years, blah, blah, blah. In a similar situation, when Killer Cross was given the contract offer last year, he claimed he was given 1 day to decide. So it seems like they did it with Cross last year as well.
30. I mean, I understand why. I understand from a business standpoint why you would do that. But that's really crappy to be like, you got 2 days and you're not going to. No, I need time for my lawyer to look over this, man. I just signed not to sign it. But.
And then, he said, there's another point of frustration among talent. New Day, Santos Escobar, and others had just signed new deals with WWE in the last year, with some of them not even engaging All Elite Wrestling or other companies. Now with WWE cutting them in their pay, it effectively reduces their leverage. A number of reps noted that it wasn't even smart from a competitive standpoint because you would think that WWE would want AEW to have to spend more money for talent. No specific names were provided to Fightful regarding who accepted pay cuts, but the percentages shifted across a variety of what has been reported. For those asking why it was easy to find out the New Day were offered pay cuts compared to who actually took them, WWE moving them to the alumni section made it a whole lot easier to learn those stories. We're told a number of longtime veterans were asked, including some healing up from injuries.
Ew. Yeah. So the Santos Escobar one, and I don't remember who said it because I've seen so many different takes on this. Somebody made a point of like, they signed him to keep him from engaging with other companies. And then now that he can't, they fired him before he could choose to leave because he was ready to walk last year.
Mm-hmm.
So it puts that, well, you got fired stench on you. But at the end of the day, like, if you're worried about this talent talking with other companies, sure, like, nobody wants their star players, flirting with other teams. But if you're such the clear-cut number one and you're the place to be, what are you worried about?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's WWE and it's AEW and AEW is offering me $5 million more a year to go there or whatever it may be, then you could either try to match it or, hey, let them walk. And we've seen they've let people walk in the past and then they've signed them back after they went over there. So I think it's weird. I think it's weird that they like are worried about that when they tell us all day that they're not worried about that.
Yeah.
Why are you? I don't know. And Santos is one where like the stories about him not being able to work out or whatever. He was
rehabbing. Yeah, because he had to have a. I mean, Dustin just asked in the chat. I mean, listen.
Whatever they want, they'll be able to do.
There's one answer.
There is
Young Bucks first. There's Young Bucks first.
One answer, and
this Young Bucks first. The New Day. That's what it is.
My wet hot tag American Summer. I want the New Day, the Young Bucks, FTR, the Motor City Machine Guns, Edge and Cope. I want just that revolving door of tag matches all summer long.
Yeah,
but I think, and again, we kind of talked about it last week, but we didn't. Obviously, the New Day stuff didn't happen. This is a team, 1,000%. If I'm Tony Khan, I know you've been good. I know you've been picky. You've
do whatever you can.
You've doing a great job, but you say Kofi, Xavier,
whatever you want.
Whatever it'll take, I'll match whatever WWE is paying you. Please come in because they still have a following. They still have a fan base, and
I need a trios with Willow. I need them and Willow in a trios. I need them versus the Young Bucks. I need them versus Edge and Christian before Edge and Christian end. I would love to see them in the Revival again, or FTR, obviously. But
sure.
Yes.
I'm just saying that's one of those. That's
them and the Young Bucks and all in sounds right to me.
Yep. And I say you back up the truck and you give them what they want. You make it work. But we'll see. I don't know. Again, and that's all dependent on Kofi and Xavier and what they decide that they want to do. And because listen, at the end of the day, too, like Kofi has been at this for a long time, right?
Sure.
So he's getting up there. Maybe he wants to take less dates. And I'm sure Tony Khan would accommodate 1,000% whatever they would want to do.
My guess would be 90 days from whatever the date. So if it was May 2nd, 90 days from it would be beginning of August, would it not? Which is all in is what? End of August, middle August? It feels like all
when
in
is
London.
All in London 2026. August 30th.
Yeah, so that's basic. Yeah, the end of August. It feels
May to June, June to July, July to August. That's 3 months. They could be in there.
They could be there by the end of August.
They could be there the first week.
Yeah,
of the first Wednesday or whatever of the week, and be like, "Yep, we're here, we're coming." And they could do that, or they could be a surprise at All In.
The Young Bucks are having some sort of open challenge, or the Young Bucks are doing something. They need tag partners, or they need, whatever, and then the New Day show up, and it's like, oh shit, that would be a big deal. That would be a big deal.
I mean, I'm here for it.
And then you got Austin, you get Xavier Woods versus Kenny. You could lean into that. They've been going at each other about video game stuff for years. You could lean into that. There's so much you could do. And like you said, the New Day is one of those acts that people will follow them. People will follow them. And if they hear the New Day's on AEW, they're going to at least check it out.
And
they have such a passionate following, people will go check it out for them.
Not only will they check it out, they will go, hey, listen, I bet you the New Day had quite a bit of creative freedom because they were so over in WWE. But imagine if they had full creative freedom, right? Like, what can these two guys do with, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the leashes are off. They can do whatever they want. Like, I would want to see what that version of those two look like.
And they obviously wouldn't be able to be the New Day.
Yeah, which is fine. I don't even think they need to be the New Day. They could still be a tag team if they want to be. It's up to that. Like, it's crazy. I know you should have to have them show up after the Young Bucks win the title and all that. Grainmaker. I like that. Hey.
Yeah, I'm okay with that for sure. But yeah, I
hopefully the New Day's passports are good.
Yeah,
they're ready. They're valid.
I just think them versus the Young Bucks is the match, obviously. And yeah, you gotta if they're down to play, Tony should have already been having conversations. And that's just it feels like I don't feel like they're done. I don't feel like that's it for them. You know, I just don't. So but that was a shocker. You know, we got the big list and it was like, oh damn, there's some big names on that list. Like, why'd they do that? Why'd they do that? And then a week later, you know, usually it's not like that. A week later, it's like, what? Like, I think that was, I don't know how everybody didn't wake up or hear that news that day and just went, what?
Yeah, I think it's crazy. Like I think Blair, he's in the chat. We had like just started for exposure. Like, because we went at 2:00 because I had some stuff going on last week. So, like, right as we go on, like, the news breaks and you're just like, is that real? Like, what? And then you're kind of like, I don't know what to think about that. And again, it's one of those things where it just doesn't sit right, where you look at a company and you go, what's the metric then? Like, what's the line here? Like, these guys have done everything you've asked them to do. And they've done everything, and they've succeeded at everything you've asked them to do. Like, I just don't understand how you don't think you can just let that specific contract ride. Like that one where you just go, yeah, these guys, they're good. We're going to let that go. And then, hey, when the contract ends that you just signed a year ago, let's revisit it. And then say, okay, hey, listen, you guys have had a 20-year career here with us. Like, obviously, you know, you're older now. What's the move? I think that might have been let them go out on their own if you wanted to do it that way. If you don't have let them go out, give them one more match with the Usos. They're one of their greatest rivals. Like, they should have had a swan song on their way out of the door, not, hey, we want you to take half of the pay. See ya if you don't want to, if you're not on board with that. It's like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's crazy. And then TKO, JPJ keeps on making friends. They're striking all of our friends' reaction streams.
They are.
But yet, I see
have no
all
problem
this,
using them in the fucking ads, though, to generate some, you know.
That's my bother. Like, if you don't want content creators reacting to your product and putting out reactions clips, don't use their reactions in your without their permission.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're going down this weird road where it's just like, again, we know it's money based. Okay. We all know it's money based. We get it. We're not idiots, but it is so in your face.
But I also think that that is true. And if WrestleMania wasn't enough to tell,
oh, that quote made me laugh.
What?
The guy, the executive was just like, well, we listen to our hardcore fans.
Oh yeah.
And we understand what their needs, but we also have to, abide by what works in a television sports product. And he basically was saying like, oh, we listen to you, but
money is more important. Money is more important.
I get it. Money rules the world, man. But
I think that this brings into, and we don't have to dive into the topic too deep, but I think that this type of stuff in today's world, I think you then you start leaning into like, do the wrestlers need to start thinking about a union or thinking about doing stuff like that to protect themselves in situations? Because if they're going to sign people to contracts and then a year later say, oh, well, you need to do this, and you say no, and they go, all right, well, then fuck you, you're gone, your money, you're out. That's not, you signed the contract too, asshole. Like, I signed the contract to work here, but you you signed that contract too.
Yeah, I'm not.
And if you're not going to honor again, yes, I don't think
I ain't smart. I'm not smart enough to understand how to even get that started. I know, like,
Jesse Ventura's still alive.
Yeah,
Give him a ring.
I know, like, one of the quarterbacks for Northwestern, like a decade ago, tried it for college football and it flamed out miserably. But yeah, I think there needs to be. I don't know what the contract details specifically entail. I've never seen a WWE contract. Like, I've never sat down and looked at one. Maybe I should if there's any available. I should check it out. I don't know. Maybe that's on me. Yeah, I think there's got to be some type of protections for these wrestlers, like at the very minimum, and I'm talking shallow end of the pool, bare minimum, like no 90-day non-compete. Like, let these wrestlers go make that money, because you also, when you release them, you definitely release them around a time where it would eat up a lot of the summer.
Yep.
And that's when independent wrestling is at its peak, is the summertime, because there's a lot, especially in my area, that the locals shut down around the wintertime for a few months around the holidays. Mm-hmm. So this is the time to show. There's a show literally from Thursday to Monday. Sometimes it just depends on the promotion, but yeah, there's got to be something that they can do. You know what it's going to start with? It's got to start with the wrestlers that are there now. But I don't know, like, sports is more of it's a sport. Like, you're kind of a team. Wrestling's more individualized in the sense that it's you as like a performer. And yes, you're wrestling with somebody that, you gotta rely on, but I don't know if they're all gonna be like Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, right? Those guys like Jimmy and Jay, they're lifers. They're this Samoan dynasty. It's what we're talking about with him and Fatu right now. Mm-hmm. Are they gonna band together arm in arm with the NXT talent? Do they care? I don't know. That's where it starts. You gotta the wrestlers have to come together as an entire unit and go, we're not they have to strike essentially, but I don't know how you do that without a union.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it where you'd have to just have a walkout. You'd have to have your top talents, your Punks, your Codys,
which
your
they're not going to do.
Your Becky Lynch's, your Seth. They all would have to just say, that's crazy what you just pulled here. We're all walking. And then maybe you could start some change, but I don't know if that's a thing that can happen. I just don't. I'm not smart enough to figure that out. And like I said, WWE and TKO, I don't think that they would care if those people I just mentioned walk. They'd go, we'll just make new stars. That's what we do here. Yeah, we've done it before. You think you're the first group of people to leave us? We'll be just fine. And that's the mentality that they have.
And sadly, they probably will be. Like, as much as I think the whole wrestling world adores the New Day, WWE will have a pay-per-view that we're going to talk about here shortly on Saturday night. They'll have Raw, and they're going to keep on moving. They're going to keep on, Yeah. But again, there are clearly problems. They would not be ringing John Cena back to make some sort of announcement like they're doing if they weren't trying to pop tick. Like, there are clear, but they're not changing.
Yeah, Graymaker says it's time for CM Punk to give another workers' rights speech.
And I think Scott just nailed it. I think Punk is more corporate now than like. And again, I'm not saying this is a negative about CM Punk.
Yeah,
but he is much more of a company man now than he ever has been.
But that's also why basketball, baseball, football, there's always these looms of lockouts and strikes, because
Baseball's going to go into lockout next year.
Yeah, because they say we are one. We are all 30 teams that have 26 player roster. All of us, we are one play. We are one person. If one of us, we're all striking.
Yeah,
that's that. We're gonna sit here and we'll hammer this out. And wrestling does not have that. Wrestling is a long way from having that. Maybe it should have that. The way like even actors have the Screen Actors Guild, right? They have this. They have protections in place that say things like AI can't take writers' jobs and you have to pay a certain amount of money. You can't just work these people like absolute, even actors. That the only profession like in the entertainment world that doesn't seem to have any is professional wrestling. And it's just, unless I'm thinking of anybody else or I'm missing any of this. I just don't know how we get there. I would like to see it. It takes, and like you said, you mentioned it, Cena. They're bringing Cena to talk about this massive announcement. They're bringing him to Tampa at Backlash because that's again, it starts with us, the fan. It starts with us, the viewer. Could you imagine what kind of statement it would make if that opening segment of Backlash, there's no one in the stands? They did like how sometimes in sports you'll see like the first quarter, the first 2 minutes, and then we come in 2 minutes in. Yeah. And it's an empty arena thing. Like, could you imagine? Like, that's what it would take to start like generating some buzz in the other direction. But again, I just don't think you're going to see that, especially because you also have WWE fan bases that are loyal, that don't think that the company does anything wrong. So there, you see it on the IWC. Aiden, my man, very full beards today. Shout out to Aiden. I was watching him a little bit earlier.
Yeah, he was with Wealth today.
Yeah, he was looking all studly, dude.
Dustin, Bryan Danielson would be my choice.
Yeah. You would need that. You would need us all to say, guess what? We're not watching Backlash on Saturday. But guess what? Even you said it. Like, as frustrated as you are, you're a sucker. You're still going to watch.
Well, I feel like this is one I could probably not watch.
But I'm saying, but at the end of you're still going to watch it at some point.
Yeah,
you would have wrestling. Right, and that's part of the other problem that we also have is that fans are fans of the performer, the character. They're not. Yes. They get in we get in in love with the Becky Lynches, the Seth Rollins.
I know that. Yeah, exactly.
We love these people as performers, and we know that they're not.
Had nothing to do with Kyrie Sane being let go.
Right. So we're going to support.
You know what I mean?
So that's what people go, well, I'm watching because I'm supporting the wrestler. What in actuality, we're supporting the corporation that's paying the wrestler. So it's this weird dynamic that I don't know. Listen, nobody's going to watch the if tomorrow the New York Knicks, love them or hate them, Cat and all them dudes said we're not playing because we're getting treated unfair, and they just grabbed 5 guys and threw. Nobody's watching that game because it's a star-driven league. Like, if the NBA players were like, we're good, we're not putting up with this shit, nobody would watch a bunch of replacements. Like you said, who in their right mind turns on Big Sky basketball in the middle of October? Exactly, because it's not the highest quality. WWE's it's up to the wrestlers. It's up to us. We'd have to really dig our. I just don't know how you get there because there's too many diehard. There's too many diehard wrestlers, and even I, who try to stay as positive as possible, as much as possible. We've been on post shows where I go, I thought that the show was much better than you did, and you're like, I can't believe you're giving it any credit. I'm not that, and I'm doing the post show here on Saturday for Backlash, and
but this feels like one of those shows that.
But I'm just not excited.
It's just going to trash.
No,
build.
But I'm just not excited about it. I'm not happy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not like the way that the last week has gone with the news and all this stuff. Like, I'm just not like super pumped to turn it on and be like, oh my God, like I'm locking in here because I'm like, you just told me all week that like some of my favorite wrestlers aren't worth your time. We're not worth your time.
I think TKO is. And it's hard to separate TKO and WWE.
It's one thing.
It is
one thing now.
It is, but it feels like TKO they don't care about the fans type of stuff. Like they don't care how the fans feel. They're in it. Their job is to generate business and money and do it and make as much money as they can.
Well, and that's why I'm saying
going.
I'm not. It feels very disingenuous that I'm like, oh, tune into Backlash. You're like, yeah, the matches are going to be fine. I'm sure the show is going to be better than I'm not. We say that every month. We go, it's never the wrestling. The wrestling on the shows is usually fine. There's really never any egregious like problems with the matches themselves. It's the whole, as we get to the build up, like this has been a really weird way to promote a show this week by the old TKO brain trust to be like, yeah, hey, we're going to release you're the most beloved team in WWE history. Yeah, we're going to tell all of our content streamers that we've leaned on for years in our promo packages that they can't do things anymore. Oh, by the way, we're going to keep trotting out John Cena, who's going to announce another thing that you're going to have to spend more money on. So you're not even trotting out John Cena for John Cena type shit. You're trotting him out to get us to buy Club WWE, which, hey, it might be awesome. I don't know anything about it.
It costs $10,000.
Does it? I have not done any research into that whatsoever because
I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that like if you want to do that, it's like thousands of dollars.
Is that a tier? Is that just one of the tiers? Can I get the free? Can I get the free trial? I'll just make sure I cancel my credit card.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Scott's saying it is $10,000. Kiss my ass is what I say about that.
So
$10,000,
which again, and I'm not.
You don't get free 10. If I'm paying $10,000,
you get to hang out with Cody Rhodes on his bus.
Okay. Do I have to pay extra to do that, or do I just get to fucking do that? It's just
I would hope that if you're spending $10,000 on WWE Club or whatever it's called, like all that shit that they like the making pasta with a wrestler in Italy, which they're doing for Clash, you should just get that should just be included.
But I have to pay to go to Clash. You're not just going to fly me out to Clash.
No, you got to get there. You got to get your travel there. But when you get there,
unless I pay more money to fly, stay,
listen, if you're dropping $10,000 on a club, I'm sure you can figure out a flight.
It's a certain type of people that are going to be in there. That it's not a problem.
You're reaching for.
But if you
I had trouble buying a $25 hat today. I found one $10 cheaper.
If you're wasting time on a show that I'm watching to talk to the 1% of your fucking audience that can afford that, get the fuck off my television screen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm really hopeful that Cena's big announcement is something, because he said earth-shattering to wrestlers and champions. So I'm hoping when he said that.
Are we getting a new event?
Maybe. Possibly. I'm hoping like, hey, yes, there's Club WWE stuff, but by the way, we're reconfiguring, like we're doing a ranking system or something.
A ranking system?
I don't know. I'm being very hopeful that this announcement is not just trying to get money out of me.
It's going to be.
I know it is, but I'm trying to stay. I got it.
But you're only going to be disappointed. Vince Vaughn said it best in Wedding Crashes. If you keep your expectations low, you'll never be disappointed.
But he also said rule number 76.
Oh, that's dodgeball. That was in dodgeball.
Yeah, I was going to say it was dodgeball. Yeah. Rule number 35: never walk away from a crasher in a funny jacket.
Yeah. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
But yeah, I'm hoping. I'm going to stay very hopeful that there's at least with that.
I don't know how you can still have hope when it comes to.
I'm doing it.
WWE.
I've talked myself into it. John Cena is not just going to come out there and nickel and dime me. He's going to make the TV product that I watch every week better.
Well, is he going to be Danhausen's tag partner?
Absolutely not.
That's going to be Royce Keys, I think.
Although,
who do you think it's going to?
What if that is the earth-shattering announcement? Cena's
he's unretiring.
I'm back, baby. I'm Brett Favre in this shit.
They were like, John, We just let go of the New Day.
Like,
We will give you all of their money. We'll give you $10 million to come back for one more year, so we cannot fuck up 2/3 of it.
They were like, we just got rid of all the New Day's money. We'll give you that plus another 20. We got it. We're flush with cash. Don't worry.
Unbelievable.
Come out of retirement. Put over this Danhausen fella, even though he doesn't need it.
Their second Mania was great.
Although,
listen,
they could do the situation where
he doesn't really wrestle.
He doesn't even get in the ring, and Danhausen just.
But technically, it would be a match, though.
Technically, it would be a match, but he doesn't do anything because Danhausen has cursed him, and Superhausen just goes crazy on the Miz and Kit Wilson. I could see that.
That's fair.
I could see it. I listen. I'm not
saying he thinks it's Punk. I think Punk's getting the month off. I think Punk's been wrestling a lot. I think he's getting the month. I think it's going to be Royce Keys.
Here's my thing. I know
they're pushing him.
I know Danhausen said that it's somebody who loves money. I know Punk said he's here to make money, not friends. I understand that.
$1 million man, Ted
that would be crazy. I understand that they're trying to sell tickets and they want people to go. I think after what we saw at WrestleMania with CM Punk, that would be a weird way to bring him back. Like in a comedy, and I'm not saying Punk can't do comedy and all that, but I just think after what we saw with Roman and losing his belt, that's where we're gonna go. That's his return. I wouldn't want to do that. I
agree.
Who loves money? Everybody loves money.
Yeah, but what characters love money though? Because that's what it has to be.
Does Royce Keys love money? You keep saying Royce Keys, but is he a big?
I just think that's like a showcase for him. Comes out there, does all the dirty work. Danhausen gets the win. Kind of funny thing. I think it's going to be a comedy match, obviously. So I think if you bring Royce Keys out there and
Shane McMahon, here comes the money.
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not? I like how you just shoot it down, but you don't give me a reason.
But why would you?
Because it's Shane O'Mac, and he has history with the Miz.
That's fair.
That's why.
Yeah.
Because here comes the money. Listen. They've been Stephanie's back around. Shano starts coming back around, and then you know what's gonna happen next.
I don't know.
We're doomed, man.
I don't know. I like the Miz and Kit Wilson though. I like their kind of shtick together. Makes me laugh.
I didn't like it at first because I thought Kit Wilson was on this kind of not maybe Danhausen levels trajectory, but he was on some trajectory, and then we saddled him with the Miz. They've really have kind of come around with me. They've kind of, they've made it work, and that's the thing. If I'm Kit Wilson and I'm the Miz, I just made it work. And maybe the Miz, maybe Danhausen's partner's the Miz. Miz likes money. Maybe he. Screws Kit Wilson. I'm trying to think who on the roster right now, because I don't know who on the roster likes money that's available, that's busy. Trick's wrestling. Logan Paul likes money, but Danhausen and Logan Paul, that doesn't make sense.
No, Logan Paul's crashing out, dude.
I will say, and I'm not a huge fan of either.
Oh, it makes me laugh hysterically.
But I did like Jake Paul singing the song to Logan. I saw a TikTok today of Jake Paul singing "Fire Logan Paul" to Logan Paul,
yeah.
And he was crashing out, and I was just like, "Oh, that's funny."
I didn't see that, but it is very funny to me. Logan
scrolling.
Paul kind of being this crashing out guy that's losing his mind.
So in the chat, let us know who you think is partner with Danhausen. I'm actually scrolling through the official roster page right now, trying to come up with an idea. Tampa Bay, could it be Baker Mayfield? He likes money. Tampa Bay legend Baker Mayfield. Tampa Bay Rays legend Wade Boggs.
Wade Boggs.
I knew that would get you because he's a Boston guy. He was actually a Boston guy.
Yeah.
But remember that couple of years he spent down in Tampa when they first were.
He had his 3,000th hit down there.
Yeah, they had Jose Canseco, they had Greg Vaughn, they had all these random they had all these random ass dudes that were trying to hang on, and the Rays were like, "We'll take you."
Yeah,
Jelly
people-
roll for Danhausen? I mean,
What about Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny? Bad Bunny doesn't need the money. He's pretty.
He could like money though.
I mean, listen. If you have the amount of money that Bad Bunny has, you like money. Like clearly,
I would think
Carmelo Hayes. What are you doing, Mello? Mello don't miss. He might like a little, money.
I think the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase's got to be the front runner.
It just doesn't do anything. Do you think it's going to be anybody important? That's what I'm saying. Like, is it just going to be this weird, like?
That's why.
Because you also have to get into the mind of Danhausen, right? Like, and by the way, I have a whole gripe with how this match even became a thing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna Adam Pearce.
No, it
was Aldis. It was Aldis. I'm sorry, it was Aldis. Yeah, I get those. I'm sorry. Who calls him the SmackDown Adam Pearce? Somebody did. Anyway, Aldis, why if Danhausen comes to you and asks for a match with the Miz, or you say, well, you got to wrestle Kit Wilson and the Miz if you can find a partner. Why doesn't he just make that match? Like, why does he make Danhausen have to jump through the hoops of like, well, you can't just wrestle the Miz, you got to wrestle both, but then you can't just wrestle both unless you come up with the partner. Like, why does Nick Aldis give a shit? Like, this is where you draw the line, Nick, where you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Nick. You're better than that. Just say, yeah, Danhausen, whatever you want. You want the match? The Miz and Kit Wilson are a thorn in my side. Perfect. Scott said McAfee.
Let's hope not. That would be a disaster.
Oh,
where are they? Where is it?
Tampa Bay.
Tom Brady.
But yeah. Oh my God, dude.
Played there for a couple of years.
He didn't show up at Mania, but he does love money. He left Giselle to make more money to play football.
Well, he wasn't making the most money in that marriage by far. She was the breadwinner there.
He's like, honey, listen, I got to make my own. I've been with you too long. It won't be an Uso. It's not going to be. I mean, Javon Evans might like money, but I don't think it's going to be Javon. Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be somebody that's not on this roster. Does LA Knight like money?
That could be a good one.
I kept seeing rumors that people were thinking he might be. I thought Santi was talking about how it might be LA Knight who got asked to take the pay cut. And how
do you think he would have?
LA Knight, I don't,
because there was that we don't know the name, but there was a report that somebody was asked and did take it.
Maybe he did. I don't know. LA Knight always struck me as a guy that's like he would just go do his own thing.
He would tell you to screw.
Yeah. And that's only because like when I first got into wrestling, like this kind of space, like he used to do a podcast on Fightful, I think it was, when he was Eli Drake. And yeah, it was he seemed very outspoken. If he didn't like something, he would tell you. But maybe he was like, maybe the money's right. Dustin's saying millions of dollars, Titus O'Neil.
Wow.
Hey, he's still an ambassador of the company.
He is. That would be something.
Drew dropped in. Wasn't there a rumor that TKO wanted Stephen A. Smith to do some things? Yeah. Stephen A. Smith and Danhausen making amends. Did you see that fan paid Danhausen a cameo fee to uncurse the Knicks, and then that's when they dropped the 60-point win. Yeah. So Stephen A., he was maybe. I'm looking at this. There's just no one on here that I'm.
Yeah, I was gonna say Drew Nicholas coming in saying Stephen A. Smith.
What's Cardona doing? Cardona loves money.
Yeah. Does his character though? It's just kind of the always ready gig.
I think his character likes money. He's famously said on many a podcast when asked, Matt, how do you pick a booking? And he goes, if the check clears, I'll be there. I don't care. I will be wherever you need me to be as long as the money hits the bank account. So maybe a little Indie God and Danhausen teaming up.
All right. I don't hate it. Juwan Jennings, the wide receiver from the San Francisco 49ers, just signed with the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
That just happened. So
that's not much of a. I mean, I guess
Juwan Jennings, a stud.
Yeah,
good player.
Him and Jefferson. Yeah. I don't know who's going to throw him the ball.
Don't they got Kyler Murray now? Don't they?
Oh, that's right. They did get Kyler. I always forget about that.
They got.
I always forget about that little guy. He's so little. He's like 5'9".
Yeah. No, again, I don't believe in Kyler Murray at all. But he's at least talented.
He'll be good from September till Call of Duty.
Yeah, he's at least talented. Like, he's going to be able to throw the ball to those guys.
Does Ricky Saints like money? He stepped to Cody Rhodes this week, though.
Yeah, how'd you feel about that debut?
I don't know.
Not a promo segment with Cody.
Yeah.
Cody said he would fight him, and he had a match with Cody. Obviously lost. Duh.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have. I don't know if I would have stepped to Cody right away with Ricky, but I understand why they did. There's history there. I famously joked for a long time that Ricky Saints couldn't get booked in AEW because he was at Cody Rhodes shows all the time. So, yeah, I thought it was fine. I don't know. I'm a loss out the gate for him. I mean, but they did the same thing with Fatal Influence and Rhea and JC. So, like,
yeah, but JC Jane beat Charlotte.
Yeah, no, and this was it. They've skyrocketed Fatal Influence, so maybe this is fine. I just, it's not like I guess the United States title picture is a little booked up right now. So yeah, I didn't hate it. I would have. It's fine as long as they keep him. If they want to keep him in the world title scene for a little bit, that'd be fine. I'd be cool with. I like Ricky States. So I like him, but I like him when he's not doing that cheeseball heel shit he was doing in NXT.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the cheesiness of his heel. Like, I get it, you're cocky, you're arrogant, you're cocky, but that he was doing like that. It was just weird.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can just be cool, cocky heel guy, and I'll be down. But Seth Rollins might like some money. He's already wrestled on Breaker, though. Sheamus, is he cleared? He might need some money.
I don't think he is.
Solo Sikoa, he wouldn't wrestle with Danhausen. Dude, yeah, this Raw, I don't know. It's got to be somebody that's not on this roster. It's got to be, or it's got to be, yeah, it's going to be, you got to get in the mind of Danhausen on this one, man.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Are we going to be disappointed?
Probably.
Okay. Who's out right now? That could be coming back.
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens does like money. And he does not like the Miz. Is he healthy? That's all I care.
I think it's going to be the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Regardless, do we think that whoever is the partner of Danhausen will help Danhausen win that match?
Listen, this is a Danhausen
He's
win.
not losing.
No, I would bet my house on it.
This would be my most confidence points of the whole night.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Danhausen.
Even if it is Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, all he has to do is just stand at ringside, and Danhausen will take care of the rest.
Yeah.
Again, I just don't understand why Nick Aldis had to make such a fuss about this match. Just make the fucking match, Nick. Come on. You do it.
Yeah.
Danhausen's your most over guy in the company right now.
It's true.
Outside of maybe Oba Femi.
Not on the show either.
Not on this show. How do you feel before we move on to the next match at Backlash? How do you feel about the Oba Femi Open Challenge? I'm seeing a lot of like they don't know what to do with him, so that's why they're doing this. They don't want to. And see people think it's awesome.
Through 1 week, I thought it was quite good. I enjoyed the Otis. You know, I love Otis.
I kind of
liked it.
I kind of wanted to see Tozawa. I did.
That would have been fun.
I love Otis.
Once it was Otis, I was like, ooh, all right, let's go. That like running elbow that he did to Otis, oh my god.
You know who didn't look super thrilled about it? Maxine, who's been hanging out with Austin fucking
I was gonna say Maxine's been chatting it up with Austin Theory.
You know how much I love me some Maxine Dupree.
Well, she might be going to the dark side. What if she's gonna be the female? Is she gonna be a female in the Vision? She gonna be on Austin Theory's arm?
I'll just say it. I'll say it. I don't know if I'll love it, but if I see it and Maxine's crushing it, then I might be in. But I don't know if I can get behind that. But hey, it is what it is.
Good. Maybe they think that Maxine proved herself with that IC title reign and all that stuff, and
maybe
they're gonna give her a higher profile.
Yeah, that's like one time. If you see him backstage, that's an accident. 2 times, they're definitely doing it. So they're definitely leaning into it.
They're definitely doing it.
They're like you said, doing the.
I was like, PLUGGO. It's a PG show, bro.
I mean, and listen, what people want to do on their time is their time. But I said they're definitely
look at my head coach.
By the way, that just keeps getting worse and worse and worse by the day.
I told you this.
This thing has so much legs.
I told you this a month ago. I said
you said it was a non-story.
Because it is still
not anymore.
Well, I would say, listen. If that ends up being his kid, that is clearly not good. That is clearly not great. All right, scenario. However, I still stand. I don't think either of them should have or should. But it's just the world we live in. It's the world we live in. If things are going to come out until he steps down, it's just not going to stop because that's the world we live in. They go, somebody has nothing to do with his job, has nothing to do with anything besides the fact that they both cheated on their significant others, which is not a cool thing to do. Sure. Not cool.
But I will say,
other than that, it does not matter at all.
But I will say this: if your New England Patriots went 4-13 this year, he'd have been fired already. That Super Bowl definitely helps.
Well, personally, I think part of the reason why this is going as deep as it is because they went the opposite of that and they made the Super Bowl. And I think there's a lot of jealous people in the league.
Oh, it's a conspiracy against the Patriots.
I don't think, oddly enough, I don't think it's Goodell, who was the rat bastard and all the other bullshit that we had to deal with. I don't think it was Goodell in this case because he's come out and he said, yeah, this doesn't violate anything in our – we don't care. It's on a team thing. If they want to punish them, they can punish. I don't care about this. It doesn't matter.
Boston against Denver.
It's unbelievable.
Listen, I don't disagree with you.
I am not minimizing adultery. It's fucked up.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with you 100% that what they did was wrong and that it should. But I did tell you that this is a bigger story and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Can I ask you a question though? This comes out, right? And I'm like, oh, all right. They had they've been banging on the side, whatever they're doing, whatever.
Hey, it's a PG show, dude.
Sorry, but they're having an affair. Okay. Then all of a sudden you feel this is like a 6-year affair. That's a long affair. First of all, that's not an affair anymore. 6 years. That's all. And then you rent a private boat. You rent a private boat on the water for hours with her when she's 7 months pregnant. 7 months pregnant. And then she has the kid. Whatever. She has the kid and she names the kid Michael.
I got a question for you.
What's the percentage that's his kid?
Listen,
I'm asking. What's the percentage that's his kid?
50-50, I guess.
Holy shit.
But my question to you is, you're Mr. Diana Rossini. Are you out? Are you just out? You're just like, look, like that's...
Did you ever see some of these interview clips of how she talked about him?
No.
Like talks about, oh my God.
I haven't dove as deep because I'm not from Boston, so it's not.
I was tired of this story 3 days in, bro.
I know you were because I brought it up.
Tired of it
pretty early on, but
two hot people had an affair. Whoop-de-doo. I literally don't care.
But if you're Mr. Rossini, you're like,
what about if you're Mrs. Vrabel? Same shit.
No. Yeah, I understand that, but like you said, she had a child and named the child Michael, right? Like Michael Vrabel, right?
Yeah,
That's a lot of Mrs. Vrabel. Like I feel for you too, and I'm with you, but there's a different layer over on the other side
if you're the
where
husband,
you go, what the?
You have to immediately ask for a DNA test. Immediate.
Oh,
you have to.
Oh God!
Do you know how fuck that is for the kids though? Because the kids aren't like they're like little kids, but like
they don't know. Yeah, that's a whole mess. The only reason it's a should Vrabel stay or go issue is because it's a PR nightmare, and that's what it is. What can you do? What have you done for me lately?
Patriots are used to that.
Yeah, right. So he'll probably stick it out. He'll probably they might suspend him just for
the most recent report was. He has no plans of stepping. Schefter said this, I think today or yesterday. I think today. He said he has no plans of stepping down, and the Patriots have no thought or plans of him stepping down.
Sure.
So, but again, I just think every few weeks, TMZ for some reason is just on a mission. I just think every few weeks they're just going to release more shit and shit until he does. And I'm going to sit here and go, why are we? What is this?
It's going to be an interesting football season.
You know what? Sadly enough, you know what I think is the only way they get out of it is they need to end up together. They need to both divorce their people, and they got to end up together because people love love. They'll forgive it if they end up in love. People love love. So if they came out and they were like, you know, we fucked it, we fucked up, we ruined it, but we love, you know, and they ended up together, I think. Do
you have any positives in the Boston sports world right now? You're losing to the Rays.
We just swept the Tigers, though. The Rays are good. They got the. You know, there's only two teams in the American League that are over 500. It's the Yankees and the Rays.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, you're losing. Like, it's a lot of backlash, huh?
Roman Anthony went on the IL today, so that's good.
Yeah, I lost.
Crochet's on the IL. Great.
By the way, I didn't realize we had so many IL spots in our fantasy baseball league.
I think I gave us, 3?
I know, and I didn't know that. I thought we only had one, so I dropped Edward. Not that the Diaz will be back until after the All-Star break anyway.
Somebody probably already scooped him, though.
But I dropped him because I was like, I don't have any room. I have all these injuries. I didn't realize I had 3 spots until the other day, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fun time.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what Greg Weisser does, Scott. Piece of shit. I don't know why he even is on the mound anymore. Every time he's in there, he blows it. Piece of trash. Anyway, he was good last year, but he ain't good this year. Stop fucking putting him in there.
Beep, boop, doot.
All right.
Live from the land of chatter and
now listen.
JPJ slips in his freaking brain.
It is what it is. I don't blame them. We got a bunch of AAA guys running the team now. They fired 8 coaches. God forbid they fired.
You know who you need?
The guy that put the team together.
You need the Bakula, dude. You need Scott Bakula to come in and get these guys into shape. I just watched Major League Back to the Minors again for like the 4th time this year.
With a very young, what the hell's the actor's name? He's like a huge
Walton Goggins.
Yeah,
dude.
Walter Goggins.
Downtown Anderson.
Downtown Anderson, baby.
Hell yeah,
he's like the big cocky guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very young Walter. Speaking of Walter Goggins,
maybe he's Danhausen's partner.
That would be awesome.
He loves money. That dude does all the commercials. He's like, I'm gonna strike while the iron's hot. Walmart, I'll take your money.
He's in that Fallout show about the video game Fallout. Tremendous.
Never heard of it.
Good stuff. You never heard of you never heard of the video game? You never heard of the show?
I've heard of the video game, but I didn't know they had a show.
Yeah, they've done 2 seasons. I think it's on Amazon Prime. Maybe.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know. They're all the same. Who knows? Hulu? I don't fucking know. Anyway, Backlash. Tampa Bay. We just talked about the matches. Danhausen and his partner TBA will be defeating the Miz and Kit Wilson. There are 4 other matches on the card. We have ourselves a singles match. You mentioned it earlier. Finally, now that both men are healthy, it is Seth freaking Rollins going one-on-one with Bron Breakker. To me, I think Bron is at a level now where he needs to win this match. If he doesn't win this match, what the hell are we doing with Bron Breakker?
That's a great point. I don't know if they know it. Again, and this was, we talked about it at length. You heat the guy up. You get him in the position where we're like, this is the next guy. He's got Punk, the big match with Punk at the beginning of the year. They don't pull the trigger. He gets hurt. Now we have to figure it out again. But now here's the thing. The landscape has completely changed. The vision is not the vision that it once was. Bron Breakker seemingly doesn't feel like he's on the same page with the rest of them. You know, the wise man is continually having to calm him down and be like, hey, man, and he's trying to keep him laser focused on Seth, almost to this weird point where it just feels like Paul Heyman is having Bron Breakker just do his bidding. You know, where it's like, is Seth Rollins dead yet, Bron? You know, he's like rallying him up. But yeah, I think you got to go Bron here. I think you have to. Like, why? he unfortunately he absolutely laid waste to Seth Rollins on Monday night. And traditional WWE booking, you leave the guy laying on Monday night. The other guy picks up the win here, but why wouldn't you?
But it scares me because at the beginning of the show on Monday, it looked like Roman was going to go out there and open the show.
Yeah.
But Jacob Fatu wasn't there, and then they did the tease where they had Roman turned around and Rollins was right there.
Yeah.
And then Rollins said, like he said before, which Roman said to him, said to Cody, "You're in my way.
You're in my way."
He said, "You're in my way."
And
then Rollins opened the show, which told me, oh shit, that was a tease. I bet we're gonna get Roman and Rollins, which is a match I would love.
Which you would need to have Roman. You would need to have Rollins. Not that you need to have him heated up for it, because you could just do it based on history alone.
By Bron Breakker and then going for a world title.
I mean,
he can. They've done it a million fucking times.
They did
it, which makes me think that I think Seth. And again, he's Seth Rollins. Okay, like winning big matches is not a shot. Like it's Seth Rollins. But in this scenario, Bron just coming back from injury where he was, like you said, mega hot and then super cooled off. You can't, like, Bron cannot be.
We're gonna know, and I might be being hot takey here, but we're gonna know a lot about how they feel about Bron Breakker based on the outcome of this match, right?
That's bad.
But I'm saying, like, you get a big win over Seth Rollins at Backlash. You also have Logan Paul and Austin Theory and Paul Heyman in your back pocket, where you can do it in a way where Bron gets a huge win, and it's still kind of like Vision, and Seth could come back on Monday and be like, I want it one-on-one, give this to me in a cage or Hell in a Cell or something. But if he loses, and he loses just outright to Seth Rollins, it's like, you're right. Where do you go from Bron next? Like, do you drop him down to the crowded IC title picture? But if you do, Bron Breakker, if you beat Seth Rollins, then you have a claim to be like, well, I want a shot at Roman. But by the way, Roman Reigns is not announced for any matches in June.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about when we get to his match. But
yeah.
I'm taking Bron Breakker because I think you got to ride. If you think that this guy is the next guy, he's got to beat Seth. He's just got to beat him.
I'm right there with you.
Seth. I know that you want to keep your stars strong and your guys at the top strong, but Seth is. What's up with Gunther, by the way? Is that shit over with? Is Seth and Gunther?
He attacked Cody on SmackDown.
Oh, that's right. He did attack Cody on SmackDown. I forgot all about that. There's so much has happened since Friday. I'm just like, SmackDown, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it is done. So yeah, I got nothing other than it needs to be Bron Breakker. This should be a moment where you go, our guy's back.
I agree.
Because why even have a mess with Seth at all?
Well, because they couldn't finish it at this is really the thing that they started building in October.
Yeah, it's been building, and I think if Bron never got hurt,
he wins the Mania.
Yeah, we would be having a completely different conversation about Bron Breakker right now. But
100%.
So if you still feel that way, have him win.
Yeah. All right, we'll see.
Yeah. Scott said Seth and Bron tricking Sami on ESPN.
That's another. They're doing the first hour on, and that's the order that I was going to go in anyway. But
I'm spending $30 a month, and you're giving away half of your card on. Not free. It's not free, but if I'm getting,
I mean, it's ESPN2 is not the same as buying the fucking app.
No, right, but that's what I'm saying. If I'm buying the app, and that's another thing where it's like the last two pay-per-views you're giving it away.
Yeah.
It's not WrestleMania where there's 6 other matches to worry about. It's Backlash where there's 2 other matches to worry about. One of which is, and listen, and we love him, and we talked about how much we love him. One of them's a comedy match that we know is going to be just a quick. If they bring out Ted DiBiase, hey, look, Ted DiBiase, Miz gets a win, or Miz takes a loss real quick.
Yeah,
It's like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
VPN. Stephanie McMahon was right.
We do have the singles match. It will be the second match in the first hour on ESPN2. Trick Williams with Little Yachty.
Little Yachty's back. He loves money.
That's true.
He does love him some money.
Seeking revenge against Sami Zayn. This is a singles match for the United States Championship.
Yachty's seeking revenge against Sami Zayn?
Well, they killed the gingerbread man.
Yeah, they did. But I see that they're having a funeral for the gingerbread man.
I believe tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, we're paying our respects.
So glad that that's happening on a 3-hour show. But I can't fucking see half your roster fight regularly.
I see that stuff, and that stuff never bothers me. It doesn't bother me because I watch independent wrestling and I watch a lot.
Oh, I don't care about hokey bullshit.
But I joke, but I laugh that people get so like in their like they'll point out things that happen on other shows and be like, this would never happen to the WWE, and then we're having a funeral for a gingerbread man on SmackDown.
Who's gonna be? Is Trick gonna be in the costume in the casket?
Oh, I mean, he'd have to be, right? Like that's
right. And he attacked Sami.
Either him or Yachty.
Who killed the gingerbread man? It was Sami. Did Sami or Trick kill the gingerbread man? It was Sami, right?
Yeah,
or was it Trick?
And then Sammy's laying to bed the gingerbread man. He's having a funeral for it because if it was up to Trick, Trick would keep that thing because it's funny and it makes Sami Zayn pissed.
Yeah. So Trick is going to be in the gingerbread man,
sure,
in the casket, and he's going to, listen. I think this match will be longer and better than the WrestleMania match, even though I thought the WrestleMania match was fine for the time it got.
Yeah.
But Trick just won this world title, this U.S. title at WrestleMania. I think he's going to go over again, and he's going to win his first title defense for sure. So I think that's.
Yeah, I think so too. And I get the feeling like this is Sammy's like, hey, let's put the young kid over the new guy. Let's have a feud with him. I don't want to say good or bad. That's up for you guys to debate, right? Because it is a funeral of a gingerbread man. But I think it's Sami. Hey, do this for us. Help Trick it over. I think you're going to move Sami on because I think that the United States title pictures are going to be it's going to become, like you say, got the Ilias, the Carmelo Hayes, Ricky Saints is there.
Yeah.
Hey, Sami, why don't you come up to that, Cody Rhodes, Gunther.
I wouldn't hate
you know what I'm saying?
Cody for the title if they want to do
a
program with that.
Because we never really finished the Sami Cody stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe and I'm not saying it has to happen at the next pay-per-view.
You could always swing them over to Raw, and we could have heel Sami versus Roman again for the title. You could dive right back into that shit if you wanted to, with Sami kind of as the bad guy.
That's if Roman's there,
I think Roman's going to be there for a while. I know he's taking. Okay, after WrestleMania, I loved how they passed out all these graphics saying like Roman's going to be here for April and May, and I'm like, oh, you mean the world champion showing up to fucking work?
Well, he's the one that said he's going to have the summer of the OTC. Now does the official
doesn't count?
I was going to say the first official day of summer, isn't it like June 21st or something crazy like that? Like the first official day of summer. Yes. So maybe he's going like, I'm really just taking the first week of summer off, and then you got me, but I got to take this June off because I do what I want. Now, I saw a bunch of crazy theories and stuff. I don't think any of them are he's leaving WWE. I mean, if his contract is up, I'm sure he's negotiating like hell for more money. Like, why wouldn't he? He's Roman Reigns.
Yeah, of course.
But I don't think he's leaving. If he wants to take the month of June off, I guess. But that's what I'm saying. Maybe John Cena's going to come out after this match, after the Trick and Sami match. He's going to kick off the paid portion of the program and say, hey, listen, OTC's gone. That's a belt that's going to be gone. We're just going to combine them all into one. We're going to have unified.
Yeah, hell bent on this, and I don't know why.
Because I want to be positive about something.
It's going to be about trying to make more money.
Do you think that would make the program better or worse if there was one champion, like the product as a whole? or do you think it would be bad? Do you like? I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind having Raw having a champion. It's SmackDown.
Yeah, I don't care about it when it comes to singles championships. I think the tag team championships, men and women, the men's and women's tag titles should rotate between all the brands. You want to give me? I don't care about each show having a world title. I think that's fine.
Okay.
Because to me, that creates even less jobs for the wrestlers. Because then you're going to have people on both shows. And if you have people on both shows, that's less spots for other people.
But if we've learned, they don't care about jobs.
I get that, but like that to me is that. But that's how I look at it.
Sure, yeah, no, I don't think you're wrong.
Now he's on both shows, so that means they don't need the that. How many spots does that erase?
Maybe it's possible that the WWE has been dabbling in the AAA and realized maybe we need mixed tag team champions.
I'd be okay with that. They were on NXT this week. I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, they didn't wrestle. Mr. Iguana. Yeah. I'm saying maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to. I'm gonna.
You gotta stop trying with WWE, bro.
I'm gonna keep trying on this one.
I don't know what signs they've shown you in the last 2 years that makes you keep trying.
Come Saturday about this time, because I don't imagine that show going long. If I'm sitting here, I'm gonna be like, son of a bitch.
You're gonna be like, oh, is Cena talking about the $10,000 you can spend to get fucking your own seat, your own section of seats, and get your own pre-sale where you still have to pay our egregious ticket prices to go to the shows.
I would hope for 10,000 a month. Or 10,000.
I would hope for 10,000 a month. I don't have to buy a fucking.
Is it a monthly thing? Hopefully
it's 10K and you're in it. If it's every year though, it's probably yearly. I would think.
I'm sure that
it can't be 10K forever. For like a lifetime. No, it's got to be yearly. Right?
I have no idea. Like I said, I'm hoping it's just show related. We were getting a draft. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's going to announce a draft because he said he's shaking up the foundation. And you know when they say that? When they're doing a draft.
Yeah. Okay.
So it might be a draft.
It won't be.
And he's going to be the Rich Eisen of the fucking draft. And he's going to be there. And he's going to be announcing all the picks. I don't know.
No.
I
already know what it is. We have a singles match. This one I'm looking forward to. This is probably the match I'm looking forward to the most on the show. IYO SKY and Asuka. There are heavy rumors that even though she was let go, Kairi Sane could make an appearance here. I've been seeing a lot of people writing about it. But look at this. I don't know why this match wasn't on WrestleMania. Makes no sense. But we're getting it on Backlash.
Because Asuka wasn't cleared?
Is that what it was?
Well, that was because they were going to insert them into the tag division for Nick. Yeah, so maybe I don't know why it was. You're right. I'm thinking about something else.
I'm looking forward to this match. It should be great.
Scott, I hear you. I see you, brother. But he said it's going to shake up the foundation of the champions too.
Yeah, because they're going to have to go fucking make pasta with regular schmucks.
Here's Cody Rhodes, your United.
Cody's a great guy, but do you think he wants to take out an afternoon when he's in Italy
just
to cook pasta with a bunch of losers?
Just not even that. Just like he's got to make the pasta, eat the pasta. He's carb loading before a big match. It can't be good for you.
Come on.
Can't be good.
Shake the foundation of the champions because now, on top of all the other shit they have to do, they got to go do this crap 4 times a month where they got to meet bums.
Cody Rhodes has pasta gut before a big match. Hey, listen, I would make pasta with Cody Rhodes.
Of course, if I was given the opportunity, I would too. But do you think that's on Cody's? I really want.
What would you say to me if like next Thursday I was like, dude, I just dropped $15K to go make pasta with Cody Rhodes? Like, what would you say?
I'd be like, I did not know that you had that type of expendable income.
Right?
I'd be like, why aren't we doing things? That's what I would say. You gonna spend to go make fucking raviolis? What the hell do I care what you? What the hell?
Yeah, dude. I think Mrs. Pluggo would lose her mind. She's like, you had 15K, bro.
Yeah, where's my? We could have went on vacation.
Yeah. You could have took us with you.
You mean to tell me you went to Italy? and you didn't take me. You just went for a whatever. What's the show? What's the show that's in Italy?
Clash.
So you went to that, and you went to make fucking tortellinis with Cody Rhodes. All right.
My other question to that, real quick, we got to finish out this card, is like, if I pay $10K to make pasta with Cody Rhodes, does that include a ticket to Clash?
No.
I also got to buy the ticket.
You also have to buy the ticket. I would think. I don't know. We'll find out on Saturday when John Cena tells us. IYO SKY and Asuka. This has been a good feud. Obviously, the release of Kairi Sane, I think, has put a damper on things here, but this match should be excellent. It is. I like the little sit-down they did on Raw.
We released the reason this match is happening right before the match is happening.
One of the focal points.
That does bum me out. But
yes,
if Kairi Sane does make an appearance, awesome.
IYO, right?
Oh, 100%. So IYO's winning this thing for sure, because they're playing up the student versus teacher thing, the whole mentor mentee thing. I think we just had Bron Breakker winning on this card. You need some you need some happy times. So IYO SKY's gonna get the dub here.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe Rhea Ripley comes out too. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. And then it leads us to our main event. It is a singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. It is Roman Reigns defending against Jacob Fatu. We've seen Fatu get the upper hand here the last couple weeks. I have liked this build. I love Jacob Fatu being in this role. I thought he's done really well. The Tongan Death Grip being back, I love. I've really enjoyed this build.
Roman being like, you don't bring that out for family?
Yeah.
He's like, you bring that out when you're desperate. And Fatu's like, I am.
I even loved on Raw how they, like Michael Cole and Corey Graves, they had like a up close thing where they were talking about the history of the Tongan Death Gripping. I was like, hell yeah, dude. I was like, good for that. Listen, I'd love Jacob Fatu to beat him. I think that would be incredible. It's not going to happen. I think Roman is going to win this. However,
maybe Fatu's like the Philadelphia 76ers, dude.
I don't know. It would be awesome. There's a part of me, some reason, I don't think it'll be on Saturday, and I don't know why. I think I mentioned this last week. I feel like the Usos are going to turn on Roman.
If they turn on Roman, then is it impactful if they turn on him after Roman's already won, or would it be more impactful to cost Roman the title?
But I'm saying, like, do we think this is a one and done with Jacob?
I will say I've noticed that Fatu has been wearing that 42 jersey, and so have the Usos. I've noticed that here and there.
There's a part of me that's like,
what are you doing with the Usos if they did they screw the pooch with the Usos here?
What do you mean? How can you?
Well, I'm saying, like, what are they? They're just back to being Roman's lackeys again? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, that's what I mean. But, like, we were at a point where Jey Uso was, like, the top babyface in the company, and now where he's been doing some interesting things, but I'm like, what are we doing here? And then Jimmy, like, I know Jimmy's expecting, so maybe there's he kind of gets written off to you. Yeah, I just, if you're going to turn the Usos on Saturday, cool. But I think it has to be at the expense of that championship. But they're not, but I don't think they're going to do that to Roman this early in his reign. He just got it. He just won it.
Yeah, so, that's why I'm thinking, like, is this something that lasts a while?
I think you could do far worse than Fatu and Roman for the, till SummerSlam or something crazy. Or Clash, if you wanted to go one more. It'd be wild that this is a one match and done thing, I think. I think you got to go. I think you got to keep it pushing. I could see Roman pulling it out. Maybe the Usos turn after the fact and align with Jacob, and then that's how they kind of and then they just beat on Roman for a couple of weeks, and we get a rematch, and then that's two world championship losses for Fatu.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
this one's weird, man.
It's not that I think, like, I feel very confident that Roman's winning this match. However, I feel like
No, you don't think he's going to AEW like all the dweebs on the internet are saying?
no. But I feel like if I could see, I just think that there's going to be more to this story. I just feel like I could see Jacob aligning with the Usos at some point. It would be awesome if it happened on Saturday and all of a sudden Jacob's just the champion out of nowhere and Roman chases him for the next month and gets it back or something. I would be like, holy shit.
Now
If you put the world title on Jacob out of nowhere,
that would be something.
That'd be wild.
I will say
it happens.
I will say Jay has been the more voice of. I don't want to say voice of reason, but he's been very cautious and very like Roman. I don't think you know what you're getting yourself into type stuff. So maybe he's leaning like we know what you're about to get into because we've been working with the guy. Drew saying I would love it if they had Roman for a month and if they had Roman be a month-long champion. And It would be an interesting wrinkle for Roman Reigns to be chasing. He doesn't do the chase often. He does the challenge. He's the challenger, but he didn't really chase CM Punk, right? Like he won the Rumble, and then he was like, "I'm your challenger," and they had a promo battle for 6 weeks. He doesn't really do the like, "I have to get. You took something from me. I have to get it back, and I'm going to do whatever." You know what I mean? He doesn't do that. That would be fun and different for Roman. Will they do it though? We can't have Roman Reigns chasing people. It makes him look weak.
Yeah.
He's the OTC.
We were complaining about Roman never apologizing to the Usos last year, and he's changed absolutely nothing about his character at all. In fact, he's become even a bit more heelish instead. I'm just, again, I don't know if it happens as early as Saturday, but I do feel like
could plant the seeds.
Yes, I do feel like the Usos could turn and end up with Jacob at some point during this. I think that would be like if let's just say they're like, hey, we're gonna do this through SummerSlam, like Scott just said. Why not have Jacob? The Usos turn on Roman and they give Jacob the championship, and then Roman has to kind of work his way back up to winning the belt back at SummerSlam.
If you want my positive spin on it, then yeah. They need something big to happen. Everybody's down in the dumps. They put that thing on Fatu, shocked the world. They hot shot it to Jacob Fatu.
Yes.
And we're all like,
and if the Usos turn on Roman, that's the reason why he's not there for June. He's like, they beat the crap out of him, or they do something like where he's out, and then he comes back in July and he's like, Jacob, I'm gonna fucking ruin all three of you.
I will say,
you get my title back.
Roman Reigns loves that SummerSlam return. Around that, he loves the summer return. So maybe, well,
and then maybe is there another event in June? Since this is so early, is there another event in
Clash
at the end of May?
Is it there Crown? Is it there a Saudi show, Crown Jewel of some type? Possibly.
I was gonna say, when's Clash? June.
Clash is May 31st.
Okay, so if Roman's not going to be okay.
So if he lost it Saturday,
let's just say Roman wins on Saturday. And then we get a rematch of Jacob and Roman at Clash, and then that's where you do it.
Okay.
And Jacob wins the title with the Usos turning on Roman and helping him, and then Roman's gone all of June.
Yeah.
And then Roman
I could see that.
Roman comes back in July and they build towards him getting it back at SummerSlam.
Fatu Reigns 3. Yeah, and then you could do. I mean, I don't think you could do you could do a steel cage match or something like that in SummerSlam.
Well, do a Bloodlines rules match, man. Come on.
Do we need another? That's just.
I don't think so, but that's what they do.
That's just an anything goes match. It's just a street fight.
Yeah.
What have you been missing, Drew? Hopefully,
Scott said that he missed him doing the AEW show with me.
Oh, well, come back and do it.
Well. You never know. Maybe me and Drew will end up somewhere talking about AEW again. You never.
Weird. I know what that is. I know.
You never know.
Well, now I know.
Stay tuned to social media because you just never know.
Did you give Drew the spot you offered to me?
No, of course not.
Yeah, right.
I didn't.
I'm watching you. No, it's okay.
No, I didn't.
Drew, you should absolutely come back and work with this. He's been a curmudgeon ever since you left him.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just giving you all your. Well, that's backlash.
I mean, I think the show will be good.
We say that every month. And then you're like, that's what I had to sit and watch for 3 hours. And then I joke, but there was some fun stuff.
Yeah.
John Cena shook the foundation of WWE.
Yeah.
I understand you got to promote stuff, but at this point, like, why they say those things and then
how are you going to feel if it is Club WWE?
I mean, again, my bar is low. I'm just trying to hope that that's not the only thing that it's about.
It's fair.
I'm hoping, hey, by the way, Club WWE, blah, 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 here's the sit. But also, now we're going to shatter the earth because everybody, that's what I'm hoping. Because I haven't seen one person go, it's anything other than the Club WWE. So maybe they're going to swerve us, right? Be like, it's Club WWE and this interesting wrinkle where anything goes now. We're going to Vince Russo this thing and take all the titles off of all the champions. And starting Monday, fresh champions across the board. Remember when he pulled that shit? WCW?
I do. I saw a thing on social media today that it was the anniversary of when David Arquette turned on DDP and helped Jeff Jarrett win the WCW Heavyweight Championship on top of the Triple Cage.
Oh, the Triple Cage. Today's today. I found out that there's the WWE somebody. Well, it's not WWE exclusive. It's wrestling like Wordle, but it's like different style games. And one of them there's like a bunch of different like Wordle style or like Immaculate Grid style wrestling related. And one of them was I'll send you the link. But they were like, "What's the WCW World Title reign ladder?" And the only one I missed was I forgot Vader held it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, damn it. I even put David Arquette there at one point because I was like, maybe they're telling me that I need to go real low ball here. But anyway, that's your WCW minute for the day.
Well, we should, because we mentioned it at the top, but Ted Turner passed away. And again, we're not going to dive deep into it, but I thought AEW did a nice little 10-bell salute for him last night. They had Sting there with Shivani. They talked about it. Listen. That guy is essential to the story of pro wrestling. You can't talk about pro wrestling without talking about Ted Turner. Obviously, he founded CNN. He owned the Atlanta Braves, the TBS, TNT, where we watch AEW in America now AEW wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Ted Turner. Period. Like they wouldn't.
Man, I low key kind of miss when the Braves were like exclusive to TBS.
735, baby.
Oh yeah, because you could get another out-of-market team every game they had. It was awesome.
Yep, the Braves were on all the time. So that's a huge guy. That's a huge mogul. Like I said, fun. CNN, dude. CNN, Ted Turner. So R.I.P. to him. Thoughts and prayers to his family and stuff like that. But a titan in pro wrestling. Without Ted Turner, NWO, that whole WCW, Nitro, all that stuff. That is
the Monday Night Wars, the way we kind of see it now. 100%. Like he put his money where his mouth was and went toe to toe with WWE and came out strong for at least 83 weeks of it.
83 weeks, yeah. So big loss there. So on that note, we are going to get out of here. Enjoy Backlash if you can. This weekend.
Oh, we will. We'll find the positives in it.
Yeah. Sure. PLUGGO, you'll be here on this very airwaves right after Backlash. Well, will Boris be doing a watch along? Is that what's going on?
I think he's watching it, and then I'll be on after Boris.
Yeah, so Boris will be
Ella's not available, so I don't know who's doing it with me. I might just do it solo. I don't know. Maybe
you can do it solo. I mean, hit me up. I should be home and watching the show. So if you have no one else or you don't want to do it alone,
I was gonna say I haven't really, like I said,
I can potentially join.
All right,
we'll see.
Unless you're upset that Club WWE is taking your money.
No, I think you're going to be the one that's upset.
I'm not going to be upset about it. I'm just hopeful that it's going to be something else. Like I know that that's going to be 90% of it. But give me
Yeah.
just a little John Cena's challenging every champion at Clash. All right, sick. At least you got to soften the blow of 10K or whatever it costs per whatever. You got to soften the blow with something.
Yeah.
Show related.
But on that note, like I said, we're going to get out of here. Pluggo, do the damn thing. Let the people know where they can find us and where they can find you, my dude.
You can find me sleeping after this. I'm tired.
Oh, 100%, dude.
But you can find me at Pluggo on all social media platforms. You search Pluggo, my face pops up. Excuse me. Ew. I don't have a whole lot of stuff to plug this week because I've been in baseball mode and soccer mode, so I haven't really scheduled a lot of stuff. But next week, next Friday, I will be with Mr. OTM at Warrior Wrestling. We're going to be there doing the damn thing. So there'll be some content coming out of that, I'm sure. So you'll want to check that out. I got to give him my Backlash predictions, so you'll see those as well. I'm going to do those tomorrow. Probably after SmackDown in case they announce anything, which I don't think they are. But at B2 Beards on all social media platforms, you search B2 Beards. We're there. You'll know what we got going on. I already talked about a guest that's potentially going to come back, rejoin the show in a couple of weeks. I haven't even told JPJ about it yet because I forgot about it until I started doing this announcement thing. As you can see his face, he hates it when I spring stuff on him. But Saturday, I will be with Blair Pacheco for Exposure at For Exposure Pod. We will be talking the world of independent wrestling. We'll be getting you ready for that Warrior Wrestling show, as well as some of the GCW shows that are coming up as well, amongst other things.
Hell yeah. You can follow me right here. Sometimes I think so, Scott. Sometimes I think so.
Me? I got 2 co-hosts. That's all I got. You got more than me? You're working on more than me? What are you talking? I ain't replacing nobody.
That's not
You just told me you might be bringing one back into the fold.
Stop.
You're Mr. All Over the
It's
place.
called a tease, Pluggo. It's called
Watch
throwing
this.
out there.
Watch this.
Speculation.
He's going to be like, I'm the one getting replaced, but he's about to shoot off 14 things that he's doing here. This guy's
that's not true.
Mr.
That's
Worldwide, my guy. I love it.
Follow me here, JPJ Loves Gaming, all social media platforms. I do stream on Twitch. I'm obviously not going to be doing a lot of live reaction stuff anymore, so I don't get the copyright ban. God forbid.
It's only if you post the clips.
Yeah, I know.
You can still.
But no, I play a lot of video games, have a good time, watch some wrestling over there. Every Thursday night, he told you where you can find me, the flagship right here between 2 beards. Sunday afternoons, noon Eastern, over on Fightful Overbooked. You saw her in the chat earlier. Auntie Collins and myself, coast to coast, where we bring you pro wrestling talk, reality television talk, pro sports. We dabble into a little bit of everything talk on Coast to Coast. And yeah, that's all I'm doing right now. You act like I do a million things. Those are really the only 2 shows I do. Occasionally after Raw, when all 3 of us are around, I do Raw Dogs, but that is kind of, not all the time, really. It's more time. It's more we don't do it than do it. And then Wednesdays after Dynamite, pay attention to the socials. Sooner than later, probably after Double or Nothing, there'll be some Dynamite up news. You might see a bunch of familiar faces that you're used to seeing me on the screen with, maybe all at once for post-show reviews, potentially. Who knows? But I got some ideas. We'll figure it out.
So it'll be a 100-person battle royal.
First of all, no.
That'd be wild.
But that's where you can find me. But more importantly, you can find us here every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Next week, we will be back talking about all the wild things that happened this weekend on Backlash.
And we need to get Sue on the show. Before you say hi to Sue, we need to get Sue on the show. And when she used to tell us how she feels about her son getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, he got his ass beat. We didn't talk any AEW tonight. That's
2 weeks.
Normal.
2 weeks. Well, yeah, that's not normal. It was a good show.
We usually, another good Derby match with Kevin Knight.
Yeah,
I continue to love my favorite thing is the Moxley.
I don't think this week was as good as last week's show, but
that's fair. I agree.
It is a good show, but I think last week was
3 hours is a lot, but.
I didn't even. As soon as MJF and Darby cut his, I was like, I'll watch the rest. I'm so tired. I'm going to bed. It was nothing against them. I think they were doing all right, but I was just like,
Drew.
All right. Drew.
Good night to you, sir. Thank you, everybody in the chat, per usual. You guys were great tonight. We will see you next Thursday evening. And until then, you know that drill. Say hi to Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Peace out.
Hey there, PLUGGO and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. You know, get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you two beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Oh, or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans. Watch yourselves. Knock it off.